Well, hello, my dear listeners, pet lovers, veterinary virtuosos, to another fantastic episode. And today we're sinking our canines into the juicy bone of digital marketing that can transform your veterinary clinic from the neighborhood's best kept secret to the howling success of the pet care world. It's 2024, and while cat videos are all the rage, and cats are busy plotting world domination, 96% of pet parents are frantically Googling "best vet near me" at 2 a.m. because Fluffy decided to make a midnight snack out of a sock. Send me a note if that is that rings a bell or you connect with that. That's right. It's time to take, in the time that it takes for a corgi to do a sploot, hundreds of worried pet owners are searching for veterinary services online. Are you ready to fetch their attention, or are you still barking up the wrong tree with that faded Pets Welcome sign in your window? Today, we're unleashing the powerful pack of digital marketing for veterinary clinics. We're going to start with talking about websites that make tails wag, SEO that purrs with perfection, and reviews that'll have clients rolling over with delight. And that is the holy trifecta of pet care marketing. We'll explore how these three best friends of the online world can turn your clinic from an underdog to the top dog in the veterinary care market. Did you know that 75% of people judge a company based on their website design? Yep, that's true. Your website is like a digital waiting room. Yep. Making it inviting, and you'll have clients lining up faster than cats at a tuna festival. Yep. I've never been to a tuna festival, but I'm assuming cats line up fast for it. So grab your stethoscopes and settle in, vets. Whether you're a mobile clinic operating out of a tricked out van, sorry, no offense intended here, guys, or a state-of-the-art hospital with more specialists than a Westminster dog show, this episode is packed with tricks and treats that'll make your digital presence shine brighter than a freshly groomed Pomeranian. Get ready to vaccinate against invisibility and boost your online immunity as we present the proven digital marketing strategy for veterinary clinics. So let's make the internet work harder than a border collie herding sheep through a field of tennis balls. So let's get started. Welcome to the latest episode of Corner Your Market. I'm your host, Silas Kimide. In this podcast, I talk about all things digital marketing, from website design and development to SEO and PPC, as well as paid advertising, email marketing, social media, and anything in between. If you're a small business owner, a marketing manager in a company, or an entrepreneur, this podcast is for you. So tune in every Thursday at 10 a.m. You'll gain some practical insights, new strategies, tactics, and tools that will help you grow your business. To subscribe, go to corneryourmarketpodcast.com and select the podcast app of your choice. Then you can hit subscribe within those apps. That again is corneryourmarketpodcast.com. Also, don't forget to like and share our individual episodes. You can also leave a review in the app once you've listened to one of our episodes. So I was trying to get creative with my intros. So what I was trying to say in my intro is that I'm going to talk about the most successful digital marketing strategies for veterinary clinics. And I've worked with a lot of veterinary clinics. I speak at veterinary symposiums. In fact, I've spoken at the Southwest Veterinary Symposium on this topic. I've spoken to VET World in Canada on this topic, and a couple other forums in the past. So it's a topic that I love to talk about because I want to help veterinary practices grow. And veterinary practices, there's only 3 or 4 things that you really have to do well online to get your veterinary practice to work, to really be successful. And I'm always amazed by how people make it complicated, and it really doesn't need to be complicated. I've been doing this for a lot of years. I have veterinary clinics that I've been marketing for almost a decade now. And let me tell you, these 3 things work. They work like a charm. So the first one is your website. right? Your website has to be professional. A lot of veterinary websites tend to be very cluttered. I've noticed that there's a tendency to jam-pack everything on the homepage. You're putting everything that you do in little bubbles on the homepage. You're putting the doctor's bios, all these pictures of all the animals you've seen. You're putting reviews at the bottom. You're putting announcements at the bottom. You're putting clinic information, how to pay. I've seen websites like that. It's jam-packed with information, all good information, but there's no rhyme and reason for it. There's no structure. Somebody that's coming there for the first time doesn't really know what to do with it or how to get the most useful information out of it. And so my first recommendation to any veterinary clinic that comes to me and says, hey, I need to market and I need to leverage digital marketing, that's the first thing I say is, let's take a look at your website. So it's got to be a user-friendly design. People have to be able to find information that they want. A lot of times, clean visuals with really nice looking, they want to see animals, right? These are animal lovers. Cute dogs, cute, majestic sights of dogs doing amazing things always works well. In this situation, I would say put the vet at the bottom, maybe the vet tech and all these people at the bottom. Emphasize the care you provide, emphasize happy animals, emphasize a clean design, emphasize just how easy it is to find information, because a cluttered homepage just makes it look like your office is cluttered. Maybe you're not taking as good care of the animals as you might, because you've got this here and that here. Could you even find the paperwork for your animal? Things like that. So a clean website design layout is very important. I've also seen, I don't know why, but I also tend to see a lot of menu options on veterinary websites as well. I don't know why. They have a for pet owner section, our doctor section, different treatments, questions, just all these things. So clean up the layout, clean up the navigation, make it really nice and allow the user to absorb the information as they're navigating through, right? And then the second thing on a nice looking website is obviously quality content. You have to have very good content, answering questions from pet lovers, right? Like that example I gave in the intro. If a pet owner is up at 2 a.m. because their pet ate a sock, maybe those are different scenarios that you've encountered, and maybe you can write a blog post about it. What to do if my pet eats a sock, or what to do if they're chewing a tennis ball and their teeth starts to hurt, things like that. These are common occurrences, and you'd be surprised at how personal people get when they ask questions on Google. They'll be asking really personal questions and they expect answers. They're expecting this algorithm to be able to answer questions for them. So if you have quality content on your website that is relevant to your user, then the chances are Google's going to index your website and use the content on your website on their search results and show that content and provide a link back to you. So that's the reason why you want to put quality content. So we've talked about design and we've talked about quality content. Something else to keep in mind is the load time for your website. It's got to be under 2 seconds. I know I've been quoted in the past to say less than 2 seconds. You can still quote me on that. You can still try to get it under 2 seconds. It's possible. In fact, that's my recommendation, but minimum is 2 seconds. What that means is you got to work with a good host. You have to have good hosting plan. You have to have good design. You have to good architecture, optimized images. There's a lot that goes into it, server-side cache, website cache. There's a lot, that makes a website go fast. And so if you're wanting to see how fast your website is, go to a McDonald's outside of, your maybe very fast home internet, and go to a McDonald's or actually Starbucks. I was at a Starbucks a couple of weeks ago and it was slow. The internet was slow. So I started to I did the speed test. Kid you not, it was coming in at around 2 or 3 megabits. And then I thought, well, maybe it was just this Starbucks. So a couple of days later, I was at a different Starbucks. And I was like, you know what, let me measure it. They're all under 4. They're all under 4. I don't know why. I don't know why they're throttling. I think they don't want people to be sitting there watching videos. I think that might be why. They probably don't want people sitting there and watching like Netflix, binge watching or anything like that. But at the same time, 4 is kind of slow, 4 is really slow. Starbucks, if you're listening to it, can you kind of change that? Sorry, anyway, I'm kind of going on a little bit of a rant here, but go to Starbucks because it's got a slow internet and see how fast your website loads, So, maybe, and if it loads under 2 seconds at Starbucks, you're in good shape, man. That means it's going to load well under 2 seconds at a decent internet speed. So make sure your site loads really fast. The other thing is strong call to action, right? Come in for a visit, schedule a consultation, schedule an appointment, talk to a vet tech, whatever it is that can get somebody to make a phone call, fill out a form, or respond to your marketing message so that they can come and interact with you live, IRL, in real life better. Mobile friendliness is another one. I know sometimes people go overboard in their designs with images and graphics and things like that, and they never pay attention to what it looks like on a mobile device. So anytime my designer finishes a website and sends it to me and says, "It's ready, boss," I always look at it on mobile. I don't care about desktop. 70% of the global traffic is mobile. 50% in the US is mobile, I believe. And in certain demographics, like the 25, 27 age group, it's probably 80% is mobile. So look at it on a mobile device, see how it looks, see how it feels. And believe me, invest in a good looking website. Don't say it's been, I've gotten this far doing it. Clean it up. It's not very expensive to do. Find a good designer, find a good company. And if you're looking for one, give me a call. I've been doing this for many years. I've got a great design staff. We can put together a really nice looking website for you. So anyway, websites play a very important role in your success. Now, some people, slight segue, when I've talked about websites, people recognize, okay, I need to do a website, but what do I make the website in? And there's a lot of CMS platforms out there. My preferred recommendation is WordPress. I'm not a WordPress fanboy, anything like that. I've been on WordPress since 2007. I've had a long journey with WordPress from the early days of WordPress when it was just a blogging platform. And the question back then was WordPress versus Blogspot. Now, you guys probably don't even know what Blogspot is, but I didn't have a lot of gray hair when I was answering those questions. But WordPress is a great, very user-friendly, highly customizable, vast, this is one of the strong points, vast plugin and theme ecosystem. It's extremely SEO friendly, and it's cost-effective. The only downside to WordPress is regular updates, regular maintenance, and if you don't do that, you might have a hack. So, but then again, listen to my caveat. If you don't do that, if you don't drink water, you'll get dehydrated. If you don't update WordPress, you're going to get hacked, right? If you drink diet soda and sodas for the rest of your life, you're going to be very obese. That's a scientific fact, right? So if you don't do that, you're not going to get obese, right? So same thing, right? You got to keep WordPress updated. Now, there's a couple of other platforms. I don't recommend them myself. I have never moved anybody from WordPress to these platforms. I've always gone the other direction, moved them from these platforms to WordPress. But I do want to mention it because I know people use them, and there's lots of people that actually enjoy them, which is fine. Squarespace is one. It's visually appealing. It's easy to use. Cons, limited flexibility, higher pricing. There's pricing associated with it. There's things you can't do on it. I don't find it to be SEO friendly. Same thing with Wix. Same thing with Weebly. They all have the same limitations and the same pros and cons. Another one is HubSpot CMS. I don't want to express too many opinions on this one. HubSpot has a lot of lawyers. Not that I'd get sued. What are you going to get from me, man? I have nothing. I have 4 kids. I have nothing. I literally have nothing. Integrated. It's integrated with HubSpot's marketing tool. I guess that's the big plus on that. Webflow is another one. Designers really love it. if you get talked into a Webflow website, I would be a little cautious just because it is kind of new and it is very design heavy. I don't know how it does from an SEO perspective, and I don't know what it's like to maintain it long term. So do your research. I'm not saying don't use it, but if you do get talked into it, make sure you are going in with your eyes wide open. Okay, this has just been on website, by the way. We talked about the importance of website, having a good website, what you can use to build a website, and all that kind of stuff. So now, the second thing for a vet clinic to do is SEO, content marketing, and blogging. I group all of these together because they're related, right? They're related. SEO is really about getting your site to rank for particular terms, right? And on-page SEO is very important. So title tag, descriptions, the copy on your first paragraph, the alt tags, all that is very, very important. You need to make sure you know what you're doing on those. And if you're using WordPress, it's very easy. You can use a plugin called E086 and just put the keyword that you want to be optimized for, and it tells you what to do. Very easy to do. That's one of the main reasons why I like WordPress is for some of these plugins. But the key to SEO is making sure you have a tight group of keywords that you really want to be found for. So think through that. Do some research and think through that, okay? Then you can write content pieces around those keywords, right? Answering questions like the 2 a.m. question, dog ate a sock, what do I do? Or if you're in Arizona, like some of my clients are, when's the best time to take a dog hiking in July? I don't know if there's a good time to go hiking in July, but you might be wondering, what are the precautions I have to take? Or what are the signs of dehydration in a cat or a parrot, or a bunny? Because people are asking those questions on Google and you want to be the one to answer them because you know the answer to those questions. So just document those online and put it up there. Don't use AI for writing those things. Start from scratch. So anyway, so that's the content, the SEO, content marketing, and the blogging part. If you do this part really well, you really don't need to do a lot of advertising. You need to make sure that you've really gotten a focus group of keywords, right? You've got it all through your website. Your content is written around those keywords, and then you're producing new content with topics supporting those keywords. I mean, that's a winning strategy. It's worked wonders for all of my clients. Some of my clients have gone from getting maybe 700 visitors a month to 18 months later getting 7,000 visitors a month to their website. And there's one where when we took them on, they were getting maybe 1,100 visitors to their website. And in about 2 years, they were getting 50,000 visitors to their website, right? So I'm not saying that I can get results for everybody at that same scale, but what I can do is I can implement these strategies, and I know these strategies work, and you will get traffic. And what traffic means is if you're getting relevant traffic, it means you're going to get phone calls. And when you're getting phone calls, that means your front office is booking appointments. And if they're booking appointments, that means you're getting cash in the mail. Well, actually, you're getting cash as you're seeing the animal, hopefully. And you're making more trips to the bank. So more traffic means you're you're jamming up traffic going to the bank. So anyway, that's kind of my dad humor. I hope you laughed. If you're a dad guy, you know what I'm talking about. Dad humor, right? Okay, number 3. This is one of the more important ones too, actually. This is the third pillar. Reviews and location marketing. And what I mean by location marketing is those claimed pages, right? You have a Google My Business page, you have a Bing one, an Apple one. If you haven't claimed those, go right now, stop this podcast and go and claim those. I'm sure you already have Google claimed. Claim Bing, claim Apple, claim Facebook pages for your business location. Own them. Put your hours, make sure it's accurate, make sure your address is accurate, and make sure that you have NAP consistency. And what I mean by that is NAP, name, address, phone number, consistency. Meaning, if you are, Wasatch Veterinary Clinic, then you should make sure that you are Wasatch Veterinary Clinic spelled out in all of these platforms, not Wasatch Vet Center, Wasatch Vet Clinic. You know what I mean? So you got to make sure it's consistent. And if you've got an LLC behind it, keep the LLC, drop it, whatever you decide to do, be consistent. The big one is on the address. Now, you might think it's not important, but at the end of the day, we're dealing with computers, right? Computers, I don't care what they say about AI. Computers are dumb. The reason why they're dumb is because they only do things in a linear fashion, and they're only told to do, and they only understand what's in front of them. They cannot make assumptions, or they're told not to make assumptions, and they can't make assumptions, right? So what I mean by that is if you are 123 East Main Road in Google, you should be 123 East Main Road spelled out everywhere. Everywhere. Website, social media, where everywhere should be that. Or if you're 123 East with the E dot, then that's what you should be. What you should not be is 123 E dot Main in one, and then 123 E East spelled out Main, and then road in another one. Do you see that? Do you see the difference there? Now, maybe in 5 years it won't be relevant, but NAP consistency is important. And also the same phone number. Use the same phone number. Have one main phone number that you use across the board, across everything. That way, Google knows who you are without a shadow of a doubt. Very, very important, right? So that's on the technical side. Obviously, that's a one-time thing, and things like that. The other thing is reviews. So the location pages each have an opportunity for your users to leave a review, right? And I always tell people, use Google. Google's king, emperor, dictator, whatever you want to call him. I used to call Google the king of search. Now I call him the dictator of search, you know? Oh man, don't even get me started on how the algorithm manipulates and things like that. And there's studies done that shows that undecided voters were swayed 90% in one direction based on Google results. So, hey man, check out the studies. I'm not making that stuff up. There's scientific studies to prove that. So that's why I call Google dictator of search. And as long as we are under the thumb of the dictator of search, Google, we have to make sure that the reviews in Google are where we're pointing our people to send write reviews. Don't be afraid to ask your patients for reviews. Be polite, ask it politely, you know, position it as a helpful thing that they're doing to other people. So if you treated somebody with, let's say you treated a cat with diabetes, and the owner is really, really appreciative, and you use some innovative ways to kind of calm their cat down and things like that. Maybe you want to talk to the cat owner and say, thank you, really appreciated taking care of your cat. Would you mind sharing your experience and maybe share how I was able to take really special care of your cat in this very difficult situation, and how we took care of diabetes, because I want other cat owners to know that there's a vet here that really genuinely cares about the overall experience and the overall health of its patients, right? Now that's a little bit of an altruistic motive that you've given this pet owner to go out and write reviews. So do that, build reviews on Google, have your NAP consistency, have your pages claimed across the board on all these different platforms and things like that. And you should be doing well in terms of your reviews and location marketing. So that's pretty much the trifecta there. Obviously, there's more. I could just keep going on and on and on. But the trifecta would be, if you want to be successful online as a veterinary clinic, and you want to be, and you want to do it over a consistent period of time, and you want to build a business that lasts, do these three things: build a good website, focus on SEO, blogging, content marketing. Make sure you have good reviews and a well-maintained location consistency, location page consistency across the major search engines like Google, Bing, Apple, and Facebook. And if you do that, I am 100% confident that your veterinary clinic will soar. Your traffic should go up. Phone calls should go up. Form fills should go up. You will have a strong book of business. You will have filled calendars. You will not have to worry about, not having days filled up and things like that. So, and I'm able to say that not because I'm trying to sell you anything, but because I've seen it work. I've seen it work across all of my veterinary clinic clients, and they would say it's the best thing that they've ever done. So with that, happy marketing, and we'll catch you next time.
If you're a small business owner, a marketer in a company, or an entrepreneur, this podcast is for you. You'll become better educated and informed when it comes to digital marketing. And if you implement the strategies, tactics, and tools I discuss in this podcast, your business will grow and prosper. To subscribe, go to corneryourmarketpodcast.com. That again is corneryourmarketpodcast.com. You can also search for Corner Your Market in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, or wherever you get your podcast, and you can subscribe through those apps. Also, don't forget to like and share our individual episodes. You can also leave a review. Finally, I would love to hear from you, so if you have any questions, feedback, or general comments about the topics I discussed, feel free to send me an email. I will be sure to share and discuss your feedback on the air if it will benefit our listening audience. You can write to me at connect@corneryourmarketpodcast.com. Just put listener comment in the subject line. That email again is connect@corneryourmarketpodcast.com. Thanks for listening. I look forward to being back next week. Until then, be good and do good.